Dude, it feels good, man. I mean, this whole process has been great. It's been so long, but in the same sense, it feels like I never left, So it just feels good to be back here, doing the photo shoots and the media and the posts, even signing the posters. I love it, So it just feels good to be back. There was a few options. I had the option to have 2 different back procedures. I saw a few different specialists, and I spoke to a lot of athletes, a lot of fighters, and specifically one of my teammates, Will Nolan. He had a injury in his neck, and they trimmed out some of his disc and one of the procedures they wanted to do for me for my back, and he was just like, dude, don't do it. You know what I mean? And I heard from a lot of guys that just say they wish if there's one thing they could change, it would have been to not get surgery. And that's all coming from athletes. I didn't really hear any positive feedback from anybody that was a non-athlete. Unless someone was a non-athlete, I never got positive feedback. So that's why it took me so long to get back. I just opted to I need 6 months rest. So from the time I got hurt in June, I didn't step back on the mats and train until like November. And it was trying, man. It was tough. There was a lot of times where I was thinking like, am I gonna have to get this surgery? Am I never gonna be the same fighter again? There was a lot of things going through my head. Definitely a dark period for me, but dude, it all worked out perfect. Everything worked out just perfect, man. I'm healthier than I've ever been, and not only is my back good, but just, I've been in this sport for just over 9 years now. I've never had a layoff. I've never had to take time off for an injury. I've never had to take time off for anything in general. And just being able to come back, like my body's just refreshed. I feel like it's just like it's like I'm catching second wind, and I'm 9 years into the sport at 29 years old. So I'm in a really good place right now. No, dude, I was ready to jump back right into the deep end. I mean, they had me in line to fight Khabib at 209 if Tony Ferguson didn't come to terms with his contract. You know what I mean? That's how confident I was in how my body feels and how confident I am in where I'm at right now, Like I said, man, after the 6 months I had to take off and all the trying times, once I got back on the mats and I got the training and I got my weight down, I was like, dude, I feel really good. I want to fight now. I was ready to fight a long time ago. It's just been a pain in the ass to get a fight. I was trying to get Eddie and all these other guys, and now here I am. Kevin's a tough guy, and and especially when he beat Trinaldo. Once he beat Trinaldo, I was like, this is perfect, common opponent. He's in the rankings. Let's do this. That was the main thing. Is I had some other fight offers that were offered to me, but they were all guys unranked, and I don't want. This is a deep division. I don't want to. If I'm going to lay it on the line, I want to fight a guy that's in the rankings. You know what I mean? So it's I got what I want. Now we got the number 11 ranked Kevin Lee on deck to fight me on Sunday night. It's perfect. I still got respect for him. I mean? I respect him as an athlete. He's a tough kid. We've been in the training room together a few times. I've never had a bad interaction with him up until the press conference. Contrary to all these interviews and all the shit the kid's saying, I was just on the elevator with him earlier. We were talking. You know what I mean? I'm not. It's just funny to me. It's all funny. But nothing bad to say about him. He's just a kid. No, none at all. You know what I mean? I was raised a certain way. My dad was very protective of my mom, and that's just what I was raised around. And that was just one momentary lapse of character for me. It's just kind of instinctive. It would never happen again. He could say it right to my face right now, and I wouldn't even care. Like, he thinks that, I know what's coming at Wayne's. I know what's coming at Fight Night. And he thinks he's got some mental edge on me. I think that he's very, very, very sadly mistaken. It's true, man. It's the nature of the beast now. There is I tell people sometimes it was not manufactured. That was genuine, dude. You think that I could really get myself to act like that? I can't act like that. I'm not an actor. I'm a fighter. You know what I mean? That was a genuine reaction from me back in Dallas. That's not gonna happen again. But there is a certain level of entertainment value to this sport. You know what I mean? If we were all just boring fighters, nobody would pay attention. If Conor McGregor didn't talk the way he does, nobody would care. You know what I mean? Some people. That's what gets people to tune in outside of the hardcore fans. That's what's gonna get the casual fan watching, is when they see drama and the things that kind of swirl around that. So, the fight's hyped, and I think a lot of people are gonna tune in. I'm excited. It's both. I'm excited to get back to action. That's what's most important. I'm excited to get back in there, get a win, keep the win streak going. But with Conor off chasing the boxing match, and now that it's happened, it's a real thing. Now it's like the division's almost like a clean slate, and it almost is like the rankings matter again. If for the first time in a long time at lightweight, the rankings are finally gonna mean something again. Whereas in the past, they've just been thrown to the wayside. So, you know, there is a lot on the line in this fight, especially for me. I'm number 6 right now. You know, a win's gonna get me where I said I wanted to be at the end of 2015. 2016, I said I wanted to be in the top 5. I'm a little bit late, that's okay. You know, so that's what I like about this. It's like a refresher, you know what I mean? And you got Tony Ferguson on deck. I see he's training. I think he's getting ready to fight somebody. Could it be the winner of this fight? Could be. Could it be Barboza? Maybe. Could be. Not sure. But something's gonna happen, and I think that soon enough we're gonna find out. I think the most important thing for me right now is to get that win and get myself in the top 5 so I can solidify myself as one of those guys that is deserving of a title shot. I think the UFC, they want to get me there, you know what I mean? When they had me on deck to fight Khabib, when they had me, you know, lined up for the Ferguson fight, you know, I think that they want me to get there, you know, but they can't just push me there. I need to win fights. So this is not only is it important for me to come back and win, but I need to win this fight and get in the top 5. Yeah, you know, it's the thing for me is I don't care about the money. I'm the hillbilly from railroad tracks, where the fuck, you know. You know, cool, the money's whatever. I have a dream, dude. I've dreamed about this one thing since I was 13 years old, and that's becoming a world champion. I'm getting this close. You know, all the money and all the stuff, that'll just come with it. I'm not motivated by that. I'm just motivated by one thing, John. I am motivated by one day waking up in my hotel room, opening my eyes and seeing a world title sitting on the end table. I just want to know what it's like to be the best in the world for one day. I want to know what it's like for that 24-hour period where I am the man, where I am the best fighter in the world, where I'm the best at something just for a day. Because you know when that day ends, everyone's going to talk about who's going to beat me and who's next, whatever. But I want to know what that day is like when I wake up in my hotel room as a world champion with a 12-pound gold UFC title sitting in my room. That's what I'm chasing. I don't care about the money fights. I care about fulfilling the dream. I'm just gonna do what I do. You know, nothing's gonna change for me. I definitely got some new wrinkles in my game. I mean, 14 months off, I spent 8 of it evolving. You know, I spent 6 months rehabbing my body, fixing myself. I spent the other 8, you know, I've been to Chicago, I've been to Detroit, I've trained in a lot of different places. My game is rounding off really well, and I got a lot of great things I'm excited to show on Sunday night. And I'm gonna get the job done, just doing what I do, man, making it an ugly fight.